Good evening. My name is Azeezah Kanji. On Sunday, January 29th, Alexandre Bissonnette opened fire in a mosque in Quebec, killing 6, wounding 19, leaving 1 in a coma, and 17 children without fathers. Azadine Soufiane, Khalid Belkacemi, Abu Bakr Tabti, Abdulkarim Hassan, Mamadou Tanubari, Ibrahim Abari. These are the names of the men, the fathers and husbands and brothers and sons whose lives were taken that night. Bissonnette's bullets shattered the illusion that Canada is a refuge from the violence of Islamophobia. In this country, Muslims have been harassed in the street and profiled at the border. We have been put on watch lists and no-fly lists and renditioned to torture. And on a cold night in January, 6 members of our community were killed in an attack on a mosque. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau called this act of violence senseless, but the truth is that the shooting in Quebec was neither incomprehensible nor unpredictable. It was not senseless, but the deadly manifestation of a common sense which has long misrepresented Muslims as terrorists, Black people as dangerous, Indigenous people as barbarous, making violence against us possible, and laws and policies that hurt us seem rational. The great Toni Morrison said, the very serious function of racism is distraction. It keeps you from doing your work. It keeps you explaining over and over again your reason for being. Somebody says you have no language, and you spend 20 years proving that you do. Somebody says your head isn't shaped properly, so you have scientists working on the fact that it is. Somebody says you have no art, so you dredge that up. None of this is necessary. There will always be one more thing. The daily demands of responding to racist stereotypes are a distraction. They keep us frantically mopping the floor while the leak in the ceiling continues to pour. There will always be one more thing. As Muslims, we are kept so busy trying to demonstrate that we are not terrorists, that we cannot even begin to question why terrorist is equated with Muslim and Muslim is equated with terrorist, even though terror attacks against Muslims have killed 3 times as many people in this country as terror attacks by Muslims. We are kept so busy trying to prove that we are human, that we cannot even begin to ask how we became so dehumanized that our humanity became something that needed to be proved. We are kept so busy trying to show that we belong, that we cannot do the work of transforming the systems of exclusion that cast so many of us out in the first place. Racism runs deep in Canada, beneath the thin skin of multiculturalism we have put on top of it. This is a country where people with skin like mine were once prohibited by the continuous journey regulation from coming in, and where some politicians are now proposing values tests to keep us out once again. This is a country where thousands of Black humans were once enslaved until slavery was made illegal in 1834, and where Black people are now still over-incarcerated and underpaid and killed by the state too often with impunity. And as we remembered those killed in Quebec, I want to also remember those killed by police, like Jermaine Carby and Abdurrahman Abdi and Andrew Loku. This is a country where Indigenous nations were decimated and displaced from their lands so that Canada could be built on them, and where government policies continue to dispossess Indigenous nations of their territory and deny them their sovereignty and relegate them to poverty. Canada 150 cannot only be a celebration, but must also be a reckoning with 150 years and many more of racial colonization and marginalization and expulsion and exploitation. We cannot hope to construct a better country on unjust and unequal foundations. We cannot imagine a different future until we see the country from the perspectives of those written out of its official past. We are inhabiting the imaginaries of those long gone before us, the legendary Angela Davis said recently. We are inhabiting the imaginaries of those long gone before us, and one day others will live in the world we imagined. So I ask you, what kind of world do we want to imagine and bring into being? A world where justice and equality are our reality and not only our mythology. A world that so many brave women and men have long struggled for, and that we can see coming to life in the ashes of the shooting in Quebec and Donald Trump's presidency in the US. We see it in the campaign started by Indigenous activists to say, "No Muslim ban on stolen land." We see it in the days of action against racism organized last month all across Canada, when thousands took to the streets to protest Islamophobia and anti-Black racism and policies of deportation. In this time of terror, we are imagining a world where everyone is safe, a world that those who come after us, inshallah, God willing, will live in 150 years from now. Assalamu alaikum, peace on you all.